Welcome back to Brighter Shores, where we have no actual real goals to work towards right now. So we're just working on all of our skills for future content stuff, probably. Doing some forensics here. We got our basic potions of forensics we're using for doing stuff. 24 hours, 47,000 XP, and they're also paying us, so that's nice. Pays for the potions we're using, I guess. Level 38 detective. 2 more levels for the next unlock. That's something. I'm gonna stop here for now and look at what we're looking at here. This is where we do our forensics. Here's where we do all of our skills. Forensics, detective stuff first here, definitely, as is by far our lowest level. 38. And then our next lowest also looks to be here in Chronopolis at 51. Got some 53, 57, 58. And then some of these, especially from the highest level quests, are much higher level. We got some things in the 70s. More in the 60s. Not too bad. We can definitely get these up to a reasonable level here. If you look at the star rating of the various quests, these have been up to 69, up to 69, up to 69. There's definitely an additional star available for getting things up to almost 79. We kind of work towards that as just a base. Paying attention to the news posts about what they're possibly currently working on, what tiers of things are going to exist. If we can get everything to a base level, we should be able to just go and do the quests instead of having to spend a whole bunch of time training up before and worrying about what level's actually going to be required. And then there's also combat. In terms of combat level of stuff, you know, like 110, 135 is kind of the highest level. Our combat's 141. Combat works on a slightly different scale here now. And it goes to 2,000. It's going to go to 2,500 eventually here too. Probably. There's going to be some problems with this, but yeah. So comparatively, it's basically 4 times as much levels in combat, essentially. So if we compare that to where we currently are to the other skills, it's more like in the 35 range or something. So it's not great. We also don't want to train combat more than we need to, because then other things change and there's level banding or however that's going to work. So I think for the most part, I'm going to worry about just the regular skills for a bit here. Get these up to something. And then in theory there could be actual things to do coming at some point, which will break up our just training the skills thing. We also kind of really do need to worry about knowledge points right now, since we're just going to be training a lot. Just kind of need to go through all the different skills and see where active training would actually be a reasonable idea. Because we don't want to not get or have to pay for or waste all of the resources, in theory. We currently need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 knowledge points. And then more knowledge points for everything we keep unlocking. So that's going to be something we need to worry about here. Eventually. For now, we're going to do some more conventional forensics. 24 hours of conventional forensics. 74,000 XP, 181 silver. That's a level 40 detective. Now you can conduct dynamic evidence filing. Evidence is arriving so quickly, you have to be dynamic to stay on top of things. Unfortunately, by now we can, I actually mean no we can't, because we don't have the knowledge point to get that. Now we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 knowledge points. Yeah. Okay. also don't need these potions anymore. These are only good for the level 34 forensics, so we just sell those. Probably have a bunch of different things in the various storages that we really, really don't need. But well, that's a whole thing. It's time to start looking at what we want to do for getting these knowledge points, though. Got different stuff here, which is going to be considered as options. Forager. Current passive is Feast Worms. Get the card for that. It's used for Bream. But which ones? And which level? Forager 64. I mean, actually, that's not even correct. We need to get the next one, which is 67, and then we don't actually know what it's actually for, technically. Which is not ideal. So we have to go around to different spots and figure out what things are for. Or we could just look it up. That's also an option. Forager 67, what we need to do will give us Ditch Spray, which looks like a plant. It's probably going to be used in Alchemist something. But what level is the question? I have to look into that book or something. Fisherman 70. Fisherman 70. We have Slight Cod, which we haven't caught before. So we don't have the card yet. So we can't actually tell what this is. What do we need for this? What's it used for? Probably a chef something. But again, do we need it? Chef stuff, passive. We are doing at level 58 here. White spot. Macabit. On toast. Let's see what that requires. It's gonna require white spot Macabit, which is from Fisherman, passive. We've already done it, so maybe we already have it in storage. Also a possibility. Alchemist. We are at the 52 5% Hope Forest potions, which need something, which we may or may not already have. For Botanist, we are going to need the level up first. Botanist, section 66. For Fire Vein Garlic. That could be a chef thing. Some of the final things don't end up actually being for things. Like passive XP potions and food and stuff. That's right. Woodcutter. That would be... We need the level 61. For coarse suave branches. And that'd be used for making something. Of course, oak branches for this. Go over here, passive, suave. This can be later. Carpenter is a lot lower level. This one's we're trying to do just a singular more walking sticks of pine. It's gonna need pine, which we may or may not already have. Miner. Level 77 for the Soft Heart Alabaster. And that's going to be used for something. Bone Right. We've got one more day of Enigmatic Divination. A lot of these we could technically just get one more bit, then see what next thing we actually need. Rugged T-Rex skeletons, though, are also just basically free. So this isn't helping anything. It's also not hurting anything to do this. But like also it takes materials to actually train the skills, so probably better to just passive all this stuff when possible. Blacksmith. We need the whole 67 here for earrings of silver. I need some kind of silver from probably earlier levels if we have the stuff or not. Stonemason. We got the level. It's gonna be the 67 stuff again for an eagle sculpture, which I don't think requires any materials. Detective. Only here at level 40. We can do the dynamic filing. Doesn't require anything. Doesn't make anything. Something. Leather worker. That is trying to make level 47 turtle patches. And that's made from basic sheep leather offcuts. And then merchant. We are past the basic sheep leather offcuts. We are 55. Butcher's stall, which just gives us money, as you can see in the picture here. Okay, so that doesn't make anything. That's not super helpful. Okay. So of the options here, we have the actual gathering type things. Could potentially use things we would have use of in other things. Let's jump over to Hopeport. Look at some of these recipe books for things that have things we might actually be able to use. Alchemy stuff and chef stuff. If we're going to be making use of these ingredients, it'd be good to get the ingredients so we don't have to pay for them. Let's see here. We're thinking the ditch spray is probably used an alchemist. Read the alchemy book. So many options. This one, rat whiskers. Can't really see the levels of anything here. It's gonna be used in the passive potions. Face, moth wings. Feathers, moth wings, feathers, moth wings. And there's shimmer beans. And then ditch spray. So the ditch spray is used level 41 potion. So that's actually entirely irrelevant. So we're already well past the point where we need the ditch spray for that. And some tingle blooms. A cod and garlic. Suave. Alabaster. Okay. Let's go look at the recipes here. Where do we use the slate cod and the fire vein garlic? Another passive recipe here. Let's see what we got. Macabit on toast. That's the spotted macabit and beetroots. Bream is just bream. Dab stew is just dab stew. Garlic herring. We have the fire vein garlic. That's level 66 chef. That's going to be useful now. And the slight cod. What that said? This is macabit. Macabit, bream, surlet, dab, and herring. Fisherman, passive. Oh, gotta go into passive here. So fisherman passive is actually 67 gray herring. Makes more sense. Cod is just a regular recipe. Fisherman, 67. Gray herrings. Alright. The recipe book here. Garlic herring. Gray herring. Chef, 66. Okay. Now, Chef is 58, so those are actually going to be both useful at those levels. Okay. Noted. Chef, passive. Macbeth on toast. It needs spider macbeth and gold brath beetroot. Spider macbeth, gold beetroot. We've got tearing beetroot. 58. Chef. What? Is that right? Chef will read it. Macbeth on toast. Spider Macbeth. Gold brand. Yep, that's the level 27. White spot Macbeth and tearing beetroot. We have those supplies here. Got 72 of those. And for the Macbeth, we have white spot Macbeth, 59 of them. That's pretty good. Okay. So we kind of have the supplies for the next bit here. That's good. I also have the level for it too. Okay. Let's see. We could definitely go and do some forager stuff then. And at level 71 we get the substantial monument pieces. That's good. We don't need the ditch spray at all. Because we'll use it at such a low level thing. At 73 we get black sea slugs. Is that something we might want? The different levels of different levels of things is definitely something. This is ditch spray. It's the lowest level spray? I guess. Ditch spray, really? Yep. 64, 67 to 41. Crazy. So that's not useful. We're past that entirely. Not gonna make lower level recipes for half experience or whatever it is. So the next thing on the list would be at level 73, the black sea slugs. And what are those used in? A bunch of maggots, worms. Black sea slugs is not until 93. So it's gonna be useful then. So that's still something. So we can definitely get Forager up to 73. That would be good at that point. Then we want to actually go get the sea slugs. And then it's 3 whole levels here. Making use of it. Okay. So we'll go and forage some whatever is close to a place we can just put it away. And that's 71. More monument pieces. Alright. Well, at least be a start here. Working on all the passes we need to get. What do we want to get? What would be a priority here? Probably the detective stuff right now. This is get as much as we can here. It's at least a start. Okay. Well, this is awkward. We can't get the next bit of the monument progress because the levels were changed around in Forager. So now we have the level for the thing we already did before. Alright. We got 2 knowledge points though. Those into detectiving for now. 2 knowledge points at a time is about enough for right now. Well, that's okay. Teleport back over to Chronopolis. Go and do our next detective thing. Get our first time bonus experience, all that business. Then the next level is at 49, which we have a knowledge point for, and then 54. We can combine getting knowledge points and just doing things. Be fine. A lot to work on. If we can catch back up and have everything unlocked, that'd be good. Would be good. Alright. This time we were evidence filing. I think it's in a different spot. Dynamic evidence filing. It's in the guards archive. Yep, it's up here. A little bit of guard stuff. There we go. We don't need anything for this. No supplies required. Just free stuff. Sold the potions. That's good. The name in the right spot. Evidence filing. That's this one. Let's do so. Dynamic. Let's see how dynamically we do this. Here comes a thing. It's bananas. Filed. Bonus. Evidence coming so quickly, you have to be dynamic. Yep. 24 hours of just so dynamic of evidence filing. 50,000 speed, 57 silver. Give money for this. Well, 42 detective, and we unlocked nothing. Okay. Almost 24 hours for 50,000 XP and 56 silver. It's slightly more silver than it is experience. Something. Level 44 detective. You can now put up Dumpy Smith wanted posters. Wanted as assault. Wanted for assault and fly tipping. That is one of these venture things. Doesn't really connect directly into other things we do, so questionable. Next passive is 49. Wow. We've got time. 24 hours, 52,000 XP, 57 silver, again. Or whatever. That is level 46 detective. Can now do moderate investigations. Investigations which are only open to accredited investigators who know the Detect Aura spell. Unlocks new kind of clue, Magic Aura, for the Detect Aura. Okay. Do some investigating. Or not, because that's active training. A little bit less time this time. 22 hours, 41 minutes. 49,000 experience, 54 silver. Can be some overlap in the amount of time, but not more than 24 hours. But if it's less, then it's less the next time, or the same. In general, not going to get every single moment perfectly scheduled or anything. If we showed up twice a day, we could make it happen, though. Not going to. Would be technically an option. Squeeze a little bit more passive. Anyways, 48 detective. One more level for the next unlock. 24 final hours of dynamic evidence filing. 50,000 speed for the that is level 49 detective. We unlock quick interrogations. Sometimes time is of the essence when investigating. It says. Stop that. We got the 1 knowledge point for this. Let's get it. Interrogations. Okay. That's over here. Go to a different room of this area. Quick interrogation. Okay. And here's the person we're interrogating. Quickly. This is just formality. Nothing to worry about. They should worry. Who do you think did the crime? How should I know? A likely story. How do you explain this? This is a case of mistaken identity. Why were you at the scene of the crime? Dun dun dun. I forget. Outrageous. Oh, such a quick interrogation. When did you first find out about this? I can ask you the same thing. That's worth making a note of. Is it? Just doing generic identification things. You're free to leave. Very investigated. We got experience and money for doing that. Also, wild that we're investigating people with a rabbit hat. We'll switch that up momentarily. 21 hours, 46 minutes, 57,000 XP, 55 silver. They're paying us less than they're training us here, apparently. Well, that's alright. Oh, 51 detective. Now raid the muggers' crime den. After a hard night's mugging, they like to hang out in their den. Alright. Stop that. Right the camera. We got things to do. There is the next event. Switching out the hat, like we said. Teleport to somewhere for something. I figure out where this actually is. Back alley or something. Place we can't go. Maybe just back in Port. So there's a specific spot. Is it in the quest list? Yep, the Mask Maker. All those slots. It's a quest, it's an event. It's the abandoned shop off of Old Street East. Okay. Abandoned shop here. Used to be the Infusionist or other name they had before. Just over here in general. Alright. Let us. So that. Teleport. Hopeport. And go see what we need to do for this whole event thing. Multiple masks. Limited time. And all that. What will we do? In terms of levels, that also got us to 51 here. So there was also the cape. Journeyman Detective Cape, 51. And with that, we are in fact all skills 50 plus. Not completely prepared for future quests. If they get higher and higher star requirements here. Nothing so far is an 8 star. Or 7? Is there 6 star? Yeah. So there is room for even higher level requirements. Let's spawn for later. The Mask Maker. Let's make some masks. We can also look at the decorations here. Decorated. Brilliant. A great spot for an abandoned shop to be used for. The Mask Maker. Welcome, welcome. And tell that you need my help. What do I need help with? Making masks, of course. I just need to collect some raw material for me to work with. What do you mean, raw material? Defeat some monsters, gather their parts, and bring them back to me. I'll create a mask for you. 50 pieces from each monster ought to do it. Off you go then. See you in a bit. Alright. 50 pieces from Death Crows, Ghouls, Street Louses, Wendigos, Shades, Satyrs, Cockroaches, Blobs, Sabertooth, Street Hags, Maches, and Zombies. Oh, these will have ticket parts here. Anyways. 50 pieces for each of these enemies. Here's some Death Crows. They're beady-eyed. Yeah. We can fight. And bonk. Easily higher level here. Bonk. Bonk. And then what is the pieces situation here? Item, a piece. It's gonna go in storage here. 1 Death Crow Halloween mask piece. So essentially, it is fight 50 of each of these. What if we do pass action level 3 bird? That also work? That could speed things up slightly. These only have 130 health. Bonk. Bonk. Alright, yep, I got the piece. What's this? Level 2 item? That's not worth a lot. Could just keep those mostly on the floor. 72 is way too low to worry about. We'll pass action and squish them. Don't really need to worry about the range attacks. Significantly weaker enemies aren't a problem. Past action. This is going to speed it up a little bit. Battle penalty. XP penalty. Don't really worry about that. Yeah. This is the basic idea. Fighting stuff. Some of which can be quicker than others depending on what past action lowest level enemy it's going to be. Should be quite doable though, I guess. Might take a little bit here though. How many mass parts we got? All these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 39, 10, 11, 12 times 50. That is fight 600 things. Alright. Well, we'll get some combat experience, I guess. How much combat experience we get from these? 92? It's not very much. I'm not too worried about getting less combat experience though. Manually fighting 600 enemies. Definitely gonna take a little bit of work here. Pass action, select 1, 2. Ah yes, all the menuing to do anything. Always a great time. It doesn't just save what I want to do each time here or anything. Definitely a system. I have to see how, if any of the things we need to fight are remotely higher level. Could make it slightly difficult to get all the masks on a lower level account or something. Not that that's a huge concern. Just trade it for combat then. Alright. So we will fight a lot of things, I guess. The aggressive enemies are a little more annoying, as per usual. Just need to get in, cast an invincibility one time, then they stop attacking you so you can actually use the past action and win. It's a little bit too strong in the second tier of these, I guess. Well, that's okay. It's manageable. And all this interesting low-level stuff we've picked up. Just gonna sell all that. That'll be okay. Another thing to worry about, though, is the fact that some of these are passive fighting, like the street louse. So that's going to potentially slow this whole process down a little bit here. We'll figure it out. I don't think the AFK combat here was strictly necessary. If we kill him fast enough, we should get the 50 points anyways. We got 33,000 combat XP, which is nothing. Stop. That's enough to make some of the masses start here. 50, 50, and 50. Yep. These ones. It's like 3 in each area. Let's head out to the forest, wendigos, shades, and satyrs. Looks like there's going to only be one other, quote-unquote, passive one here. We should be able to get through the rest of this here. That should be good. All this fighting does give some knowledge points, I guess. What do we want to unlock here? Let's go for just some whatevers. That's there. And we'll unlock another thing. Let's go for mining. Okay. Another 200% knowledge. Not bad. This is accomplishing a lot of the things we're wanting to accomplish here. Let's get this one. And this one. And then one more 200%. Unlock the rest of the things here. We could go around and do all the new things one time for the first time bonus and all that. Not gonna bother. everything was going very smoothly through this whole everything here. We completed 11 of them. But on this one, the last one we're doing here, the maw chests, they are immune to our standard Tempeste best magic. So, had to go to the storage and take out a non-Tempeste weapon here. To actually be able to hit them. And we'll finish this up. Well, that definitely took a little bit, but we have all 600 pieces. Talk to the mask maker, give them the pieces, and he'll turn this a mask for you. Feathers can be very hard to work with. Luckily, I've had a lot of practice. Halloween 25 mask, that one. Let's keep it used in the items. And a mask. Do you like getting all the little details just right? Especially pleased with the tongue on this one. Spooky. Give them just all the pieces here. Next up, blouse. Sorry about the smell. It should dissipate in a day or two. Oh boy. Then we have Wendigo. Make a mask. I enjoyed making this. It was one of my favorite mask making materials. If you say so. And shades. Use a special trick I know to create those glowing red eyes. Well, that's spooky. And this one. Interesting, the eyes started glowing all by themselves when I finished this mask. Alright. And cockroaches, yay. If it starts making any odd noises, bring it back and I'll make some adjustments. I'd rather it didn't. Blob. Hard part was getting all the pieces to stick together properly. Very blobby. And we got Sabretooth. Hope you like it. Fingers are one of my specialties. Yeah. And Street Hags. This one of my best efforts. I couldn't get it to look as dour-faced as the real thing. Just a little bit spooky. Maw chest. Did you know maw chests also make great pets? Assuming you can stop them trying to eat everything in sight, that is. Doubtful. And the last one is the zombie mask. How appropriate. To the liberty of picking it to prevent any further, pickling it to prevent further degradation. Alright. We got all the Halloween masks. Reward is Halloween masks. Alright. That's gonna be in here. Got all the different ones here. Oddly, wearing this mask makes you easily distracted by shiny things. The Death Crow mask. Well. And we get the Ghoul mask. Some info. Gives you a ghoulish appearance. Street Louse mask. Jump. Just slap a street louse on your head and call it done. Yep. The Wendigo mask. Excellent for scaring your friends in the woods. Shade Halloween mask. Kind of shady. Satyr. Scary red eyes and giant horns. Everything a great Halloween mask needs. Cockroach mask. Hiss. Blob mask. Ew, it's sticky on the inside as well as the outside. Sabretooth. Careful not to stab yourself while putting this mask on. Street Hag. If you really want to seem like a street hag, remember to cackle. Maw chest. Throw your hands in the air if you love maw chests. And the classic zombie. A Halloween classic, indeed. Of the options here, we definitely have even more choices now. We got all the Christmas stuff, the 4 Easter hats, and now 12 of these. Let's go with the spooky one for now. We always switch it up depending how we're feeling. Get better, more interesting equipment, higher levels, looks different. Fantastic. Okay. That was that event there. And that was pretty good. Well, the cosmetics were good. The event itself was just fight 600 things, but still. Acceptable. Putting more time into actually working on, like, updates and stuff, I guess. We'll continue looking forward to set updates. We keep on getting our skills up to a level where we'll be able to just do anything that comes out. We're 50 plus all skills, but we can get that even higher with a bit of training. Spookily. Next time. Goodbye.